Hello guys, welcome to GYAN IAS. In our channel, we'll be covering entire UPSC and other competitive exam syllabus along with daily current affairs and separate videos on daily mock test. Before we proceed with the video, do hit like and subscribe button which will encourage us to upload new videos on daily basis which covers the entire syllabus.
Hello friends, welcome to GYAN IAS Freedom Struggle History Lecture 2. Today we are going to start with origin of our Indian freedom struggle. The origin of our Indian freedom struggle can be put in another way around. The reasons for the formation of INC. So both of these, the origin of Indian freedom struggle and the reasons for the formation of Indian freedom struggle are the same. For continuity, please do not forget to watch the lecture 1 for better understanding. Now, origin of our freedom struggle. There are 4 main reasons for origin of our freedom struggle. First one, the role played by Indian Renaissance. Now, what was the important role played by Indian Renaissance? The role played by Rajaram Mohan Roy, Dayananda Saraswati, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. So, all of these people were very successful in making the people of the country know about the importance of their culture. It made us know the richness of our culture. It spread cultural consciousness among the people. Once cultural consciousness was spread, a foundation was built over which political consciousness could be spread to the people. So in this, let us stick on to the role played by Rajaram Mohan Roy and Dayananda Saraswati. In detail about Indian Renaissance, we will be talking about it in separate lectures. So if we look at this role played by Brahma Samaj as well as Arya Samaj, both had contradictory views. But still, they are very successful in spreading cultural consciousness to the people. Now, if we make a difference, Brahma Samaj and Arya Samaj. So, Brahma Samaj started by Rajaram Mohan Roy in the year 1828. And Arya Samaj started by Dayananda Saraswati in the year 1875. Now, what did Brahma Samaj most importantly concentrate on? Rajaram Mohan Roy concentrated on something called progressive legislation. Now, what is this progressive legislation? Progressive legislation is using the law to change the society, to bring reforms in the society. It was Rajaram Mohan Roy who was very much instrumental in passing the Sati Abolition Act in the year 1829. It was he who made William Bentinck pass the Sati Abolition Act. Apart from that, Rajaram Mohan Roy wanted to reform Hinduism. He wanted to implement liberal concepts from Christianity and Islam. He started night shelters for women. So he concentrated on women upliftment, etc. But on the other, also Rajaram Mohan Roy, not only that, he also worked for abolishing child marriage. He also worked for widow remarriage. So he wanted to bring entire reform to the society. But on the contrary, if we look at Dayananda Saraswati, when he started Arya Samaj in the year 1875, he did not accept anything from other religions. He said, Hinduism itself has various liberal concepts. You people have forgotten the Vedas. So he said, go back to the Vedas. So he gave a statement called, go back to the Vedas. He showed the richness of Hindu culture. He started cow protection movement. He was against the Christian missionaries, etc., who were trying to convert people. So he started something called Shuddhi movement, in which he brought people back into Hinduism. So if we look at the contributions of both Brahma Samaj as well as Arya Samaj, both, although it played a contradictory roles and had contradictory views, it was very successful in making the people of the country know about the richness of their culture, and the cultural consciousness spread in the country. This became the foundation over which political consciousness could be built. So the role played by Indian Renaissance is one of the first important reason for the origin of our freedom struggle. Now, let us look at the second important role. The second important role for the origin of our Indian freedom struggle, this was due to the contradictory policies of Lord Lytton and Lord Ripon. So we can call it as Lord Lytton versus Lord Ripon. So first, let us deal with Lord Lytton. So this Lord Lytton, he became the Viceroy of India from 1876 up to the year 1880. This Lord Lytton wanted to suppress Indian nationalism. He did not have any sympathetic feelings towards Indians. In the year 1876, when he became the Viceroy, in the ending of the year, there was a great famine which was happening in the country. So people naturally went to the Viceroy and asked him, "Sir, please do give us some famine relief." The reply what Lord Lytton gave was there was shortage of funds for famine relief. He rejected giving famine relief. But the same Lytton, in January 1877, he organized in Delhi called Delhi Darbar, in which he spent lakhs of Indian rupees only to please the British Queen. Here he called the British Queen as the Empress of India. Naturally, people of India rejected and protested against this act of Lytton. So the first protest you can see, it was made by the Indian journals, the vernacular journals which more people were reading. So Indian vernacular journals, they started criticizing Lord Lytton's policies. Hence, to curb the freedom of press, in the year 1878, Lord Lytton passed something called Vernacular Press Act. In this Vernacular Press Act, vernacular journals like Marathi Journal, the Telugu Journal, the Kannada journals, the Hindi journals, these vernacular journals had to first take the approval of the Viceroy before printing any article. So this was curbing the freedom of press. When people started to protest against the Vernacular Press Act of Lytton, to curb this protest, again in the year 1878, he passed Indian Arms Act, in which he did not allow Indians to carry arms for self-protection, whereas whites were allowed to carry arms for self-protection. Not only this, Lord Lytton had a very insecure feeling about young, educated Indians who were very, very successful in passing the ICS examinations, that is the Indian Civil Service examinations, and who were going into this administration. He thought slowly these Indians would get into the administration and the administration would indirectly go into their hands. So to curb this, he reduced the age limit, maximum age limit, from 21 years to 19 years. So these were the policies of Lytton which tried to suppress Indian nationalism. Now, since we spoke about this ICS examination, so a small note about the ICS examinations before we start with Lord Ripon. So the ICS examinations was first started from 1854 onwards. Who was the first person to clear it? Satyendranath Tagore was the first person to clear it. The maximum age limit in the beginning was 21 years. The languages Greek and Latin was compulsory to everybody, and the venue was London. This age limit, which was 21 years, was reduced to 19 years by Lytton, which was later on in the year 1886 increased to 23 by the Lord Aitchison Committee, Aitchison, Lord Aitchison Committee later on increased this age limit. So this is a small note on ICS exam. You can also note that Surendranath Banerjee, he cleared this ICS examination but did not take up the post. Instead, he started a political association called Indian Association. Now, we have seen Lord Lytton's policies. Now, Lord Ripon's policies. So again, if you look at these policies of Lord Lytton and Ripon, both of these were contradictory. Lord Ripon had a lot of sympathetic feeling towards Indians. He wanted to uplift the downtrodden in the country. Hence, in a way, he helped the Indian nationalism. So, when Lord Ripon became the Viceroy in the year 1880, the first thing he appointed a famine commission. Then, in the year 1881, he passed the Indian Factory Act. This was the first act which was passed for the Indian working class. In this act, he reduced the number of working hours from 18 to 12 hours. Apart from that, if there are missionaries, around the missionaries, he established some protective measures so that injuries, accidents in the industries, in the factories would become lesser. Apart from that, in the year 1882, he repealed the Vernacular Press Act. Then, again in the year 1882, based on what Famine Commission had told, he introduced something called the Famine Codes, which gave the first measures, the immediate measures, what district officials had to take during the famine. Again, in the year 1882, he appointed a committee called W. Hunter Committee. This was a committee, first committee for education. This committee, way back then, had recommended privatization of education and also opening schools for girls. Apart from this, most importantly, in the year 1883, the ending phase of 1883, the British Parliament had introduced the Hilbert Bill. So this Hilbert Bill has been asked quite a number of times in the examination. Now let us deal with this Hilbert Bill in a little bit detail. So we will see how the judiciary system was at that point of time. In the judiciary, you had in India, we had two types of judges. One is the Indian judge and the other was the white judge. The white judge could give ruling on both Indian criminals and also the white criminals, both. But whereas the Indian judge could give ruling only for Indians. So this was definitely again the rule of law. Indian judges were not given certain rights. So this Hilbert Bill, what we are talking about, which was introduced in Britain, it gave the permission to Indian judges also to try the whites. It was during this time that the whites in India started protesting, saying that Indians are our slaves. How can they give judgment for whites? When the whites in India were protesting, it was Lord Ripon who supported the Hilbert Bill, and he said, yes, rule of law need to be implemented in the country. But due to this protest, this finally in the year 1884, on 26th January, this bill went back to Britain and it was not passed because of the protests of the whites in the country, and because Lord Ripon had supported Hilbert Bill in the year 1884, Lord Ripon also was removed from service as the Viceroy, and a new Viceroy was appointed, Lord Dufferin. Hence, Lord Lytton and Lord Ripon, both of them were involved in a lot of controversial policies. Lord Ripon's role was he made the people know about their rights. Hence, this spread political consciousness among the people in the country. Now, the third important role which led to the origin of our freedom struggle is the role played by the Indian political associations. This is before the formation of IMC. So this is the third important aspect for origin of our freedom struggle. Indian political associations. This is very, very important for the preliminary. Questions has been asked even in 2017, 20 and 2018. No, it was not asked. 2017 question was asked. Now, if we make a table, let me put the political association name here. This is the founder. This is the year, and this is the significance. The first political association to be formed is Bengal Landholders Society. This Bengal Landholders Society, the founder was Dwarakanath Tagore, founded in the year 1837. Founded in the year 1837, and the significance was it was the first political association to be founded in the country. The second is Madras Native Association. The founder was Gazalu Lakshmi Narasu Chetty. It was founded in the year 1852. Significance, it was the first in South India. And the third association is Bombay Native Association. The founder here was Jagannath Shankar Seth, again founded in 1852. This was the first in Bombay Presidency. Now, these three political associations were mostly safeguarding the interests of the zamindars and the upper classes. Hence, further political associations were established for safeguarding the interests of the larger public in the country. So therefore, these three political associations in the beginning were safeguarding the interests only of the zamindars. Hence, the further political parties East India Association. This East India Association was founded by Dadabhai Naoroji in the year, it was founded in the year 1866. And the significance is, this was founded in London. It had larger interests. Next, we have the National Indian Association. This National Indian Association was founded by Mary Carpenter. The point to note, this Mary Carpenter is also the official biographer of Rajaram Mohan Roy. She started in the year 1867. This also was founded in London. Next, very, very important, Pune Sarvajanik Sabha. This Pune Sarvajanik Sabha was started by G.V. Joshi and Justice M.G. Ranade in the year 1870. It was started in Pune. This was one of the most dynamic political associations which took on the Britishers head on. Next was, this is also very, very important, is Indian Association. This Indian Association was started by Anand Mohan Bose and Surendranath Banerjee in 1876 to 77. This Indian Association was a very, very, very dynamic association. It comes in significance. And it is this Indian Association which took up the India's first All India protest campaign on 26th of January 1884. Now, why is this? Why on 20th January 1884? Because it was on that day the Hilbert Bill got cancelled. The rule of law was not being given to Indians. And it is this Indian Association which in the year 1883, even before the formation of INC, when Eho Hume wanted to form one political party to the country, it is this Indian Association who tried to amalgamate all the existing political parties and form one political party for the country, which did not succeed. So this was one of a very, very dynamic political association. Already we have seen that the Surendranath Banerjee had cleared the ICS examination, but did not take up. Instead, he started this political association. Now, after Indian Association, then comes the Madras Presidency Association. This Madras Presidency Association was formed in 1884. It was formed by G. Subramaniam Iyer, Veeraraghavachari and Anandachari. After Madras Presidency Association, it was the Bombay Presidency Association in the year 1885, beginning of the 1885. Later on, INC came up and they joined the INC. This was started by Feroz Shah Mehta, Badruddin Tyabji and K.T. Telang. So all these political associations were very, very successful in molding public opinion, in letting know the people their rights. Hence, it laid a major contribution in spreading political consciousness to the people. One of the very, very important reason for the formation of Indian National Congress. Now, the fourth factor is the role played by Indian journals. So, Indian journals also played a very, very important role in molding the public opinion, letting know the people how they have been suppressed, what their rights could be. So, it played a very important role in political consciousness. So, if you continue the same table, without the year is not that much significance in journals. So, the first one is the Bengal Gazette. So the Bengal Gazette was founded by James Augustus Hickey, and the significance was it was the first journal to be ever started in the country. Now let us go into more specific aspects. Bangaduta, Mirat ul Akbar and Sampad Kaum. These three journals were started by Rajaram Mohan Roy. He is also called the father of Indian journalism. What is the significance here? This Mirat ul Akbar was the first Indian journal to be printed in Persian, and the Sampad Kaumdi is the first journal to talk about politics in India. Now, similarly, Roast Goftar was a journal which was started by Dadabhai Nauroji. Then Sirsi Kumar Jose started Amrita Bazar Patrika. This Amrita Bazar Patrika was one of the largest circulated daily. Then came the Hindu. The Hindu was again started by G. Subramaniam Iyer and Veera Raghavachari, and the Tilak's famous journals, the Kesari, which was printed in Marathi, and Maratha, which was printed in English. So all these journals very, very successfully built the public opinion. It spread political consciousness to the people. Hence, these four aspects, that is the role played by Indian Renaissance, the controversy by Lord Lytton and Ripon II, the third being Indian political associations, the fourth, the Indian journals. Along with these four, the Britishers built infrastructure like roads and railways, which made people travel from one place to another place, and it made people of the country know how everybody were being suppressed in the same manner, and the English language in which people of the country from various parts could communicate with each other. All these put together led to the origin of our freedom struggle. It also led to the formation of Indian National Congress. Now, if I ask you, what are the reasons for the formation of Indian National Congress? These four are the reasons for the formation of Indian National Congress. Friends, you have any doubts for clarification, please put it in the comment section. We will get back to you. And you also have our mail ID. You can write a mail to us if you have any clarifications. We are going to reply back. And if you want me to deal with any specific topic in history or any other subject, if you want us to deal with, please put it in your comment section. We will take that up in the next class along with our history continuation. Thank you very much.
Hello guys, hope you found this video useful. For more videos like this, stay subscribed to our channel. Thank you.